To go? Yes, we are. Man, welcome to the West Coast Styles YouTube channel, the OGWCR. We have a special guest in the house today. We have the producer Prohoezak, and man, we're gonna just go ahead and get into it. Now, I understand you're Flavor Flav's cousin. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's my cousin. Yes, sir.
Man, I imagine you've got some great stories growing up. With a hip hop icon as your cousin. Uh,
hmm
Man, well, we'll get into that. But before we do, why don't we get into your story? Tell me a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, from East Palo Alto, California. If people are not
Okay.
familiar with that, the bad part of Stanford, where Stanford is in Palo Alto, East Palo Alto is east side of that. You know what I mean? Um, I've been in the game for 30 years. And, I produce a lot of artists. I came out with a lot of material. A lot of material people heard before, a lot of people never heard before. I just been in the, I'm just one of the OG cats that's still in it, you know what I mean, and still trying to stay relevant like an elephant, you know what I mean?
Why don't you tell us some about your early tracks? Like, who have you produced? How'd you get started?
Okay, well, my first rap group, we were called Rated X. And it was a partner of mine named Cool Breeze and a DJ named T-Jam. And myself, I was called Captain Crunch at the time. Fresh out of high school, we got our first fresh out of high school, we got our first record deal with Tandem Records. So it was a pretty big independent label. Our record president was Cameron Paul. If you're familiar with him, he's a big time DJ out of K-Mill. He passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace, Cameron Paul. He's the one that remixed that song "Push It" for Salt and Pepper that blew it up like that. And he also was a K-Mill DJ.
Okay.
Main DJs at KMEL. So we signed with him. He heard the demo, signed it. We recorded an album, and the first album was called "And Then Came Rated X," and we got major radio play because the good thing about that was he was a DJ at KMEL, regular big time DJ. So he will put us in the mix, and then whatever Cameron Paul puts on, motherfuckers follow. You know what I mean? Because he was the shit. He was the shit DJ. He was that dude. So our shit would play regular, man, and we just started blowing up slowly but surely. You know what I mean? Had about 5 singles, 4 videos. We got on the Yo MTV Raps, Fab Five. This is back in '89. You know what I mean? So back in the late 1900s, you know what I mean? I had a Jerry curl, tipping on the neck. But we was just straight hip hop. We was fresh out of East Palo Alto. We weren't really rapping gangster. It was more hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was just basically my first album. That's my first project that started me off right there. And I had changes down the line. We'll get into that.
Okay, for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, did you get any help from your cousin at all on this, or was it just on your own?
No help. My cousin told me, and I love him. He told me when I was 17 years old, I am going to put your shit out. And I love my cousin. Ain't nothing wrong with what he said. He had great intentions, but he was busy. You know what I mean? I'm 51 years old right now, and I done came out about 20, 30 albums since then, you know what I mean, by myself. So I ain't mad at him, but Flav, he was all over the place. So,
yeah,
I wasn't mad at him, you know what I'm saying? That's just my cousin, man. How he went for him, you know what I mean?
It's a good thing you weren't holding your breath on that one.
Yeah.
Sweet. So okay, so you've had you're OG, and you've had a lot of experience. So what happened after the X-rated thing?
Okay, then my name was Captain Crunch. So that's when people started attacking hip hop. Like Luke Skywalker got attacked for that name.
Yeah.
And they started suing people for shit. They were suing Biz Markie and for his album. And so General Foods called our label and said cease and desist on anything with that dude Captain Crunch name on it. Because I was getting radio interviews, newspaper interviews, and they didn't like that. You know what I mean? They didn't want to affiliate their brand with me, so I had to change the name. So there was an artist that I was producing out of East Palo Alto, a good friend of mine. His name was Chunk. I got him signed to Tandem Records. Mm-hmm. And so the whole time we're producing this album, and I'm like, because it was me, Chunk, and I don't know if you heard of Sean T. Have you heard of Sean T?
Yes, I have. Sean T.
Yeah, Sean T. That's one of my homeboys too. We was working on Chunk's album. Mm-hmm. Chunk told me, he's like, well, since you so funky, why don't you call yourself C-Funk? So I changed my name from Captain Crunch to C-Funk, and then started dropping albums and producing people under the name C-Funk.
Okay.
So then that was my next wave of my next name. And I went from C-Funk from 1990 all the way to 2000. I was C-Funk.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And
time I produced a lot of artists. I had got later on down that line, after I got off Tandem, I got signed to Priority Records, Scarface Priority, which was Scarface Records was ran by Paris, mm-hmm. that produced the Conscious Daughters.
Yeah, I remember Paris, the Devil Made Me Do It. Paris.
Yeah, and so I was on his label, and we was doing a lot of shit then, me and my boy Mozilla, and then I started then helping Paris produce some shit for Conscious Daughters, some his shit, my shit. Then it gradually went on to started hooking up with like Selly Sale. I did some shit for him, doing a lot of shit for 40. But I sold a lot of beats to 40 back then, but he wasn't using it, so he'll probably pass it over to Selly Sale or whatever. I produce San Quinn and Messy Marv. You familiar with them? I did the Players Pop Your Collar Jam. I produced Rapping Forte. So I was just doing a lot of production and a lot of dropping albums back then. You know what I mean? I co-produced a few songs on Shanti's first album, MOG. I did like 4 songs on that album. Mm-hmm. I was just really blowing up as one of the young, underground producers back in the Bay, back in the day.
Okay.
Last artist.
For sure. And you had another. You changed your name again from C-Funk.
Yeah. I went from C-Funk to Prohoezak, and the reason for that was, I went through a lot of changes. The name C-Funk just had a lot of bad energy to it. Every time you see me, I'll be in some shit, getting into it with motherfuckers. It's just the word funk is just, it was really supposed to be Parliament Funk, but I was just a different kind of dude back then, getting in a lot of shit, going to jail, just getting in a bunch of trouble. And I just wanted to get away from all that bad energy. I found the new me. I started, experimenting with different sounds, and, and I just came with the name Prohoezak, you know what I mean? And it just stuck with me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. When did you make that change?
When?
Yeah.
I made that change January 2000.
Okay. So you've been Prohoezak for a minute now.
Yeah, 21 years.
Okay. And your primary focus has been producing, or did you get into the rapping game as Prohoezak?
I was rapping still and producing still. I had got put into the rock group Sugar Ray and did some shit with them back in 2002.
No shit.
Yeah. I did a jam with them called Mr. Bartender.
Okay.
Got the song on Good Morning America. I performed on Jay Leno with them. I toured with them. Great group. Beautiful brothers, man. Mark, Homicide, Matthew Cargis, all them cats, man. A friend of mine was funny. He just passed away a few months ago. His name was Jason Slater. who used to produce with Paris and engineer for Paris. He produced Third Eye Blind and Smash Mouth's Hey Now, You're an All-Star.
Yeah.
I went to high school with him.
Wow.
So we had fell out during my C-Funk days because I got accused for something that he finally realized it wasn't me. When I was C-Funk, I got blackballed from a lot of shit, radio stations, all that shit, some shit I didn't do. And he had the power to blackball me. When he found out it wasn't me, he his apology to me was putting me in Sugar Ray. You know what I mean? Thanks to Jason and David Kahn. You know what I mean?
That's a hell of an apology right there.
Yeah, man, it was the best apology because I needed.
Usually you just get a word like, "Hey, you know what? My bad," or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, wow, man. I wish more apologies were like that.
Meet some people, man. I flew out there, man. I said, I know that dude, man. He's like, yeah, I want you to write a song for him, man. And I said, well, let me hear the beat, man. You can ask Mark McGrath right now. I was in that booth and wrote the whole song in 15 minutes, bro.
Wow.
Freestyled it 15 minutes.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I imagine you've seen a lot of good things though over the years. I mean, you said that there's a lot of bad stuff, but I imagine being on tour and stuff like that you've been a part of some good things, especially like with Sugar Ray.
Right.
You've seen some great things, great arenas.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Back in my C-Funk days, I was down with my friends were, I was friends with Shock G, Money B, you know what I mean? DJ Fuse, the whole Digital Underground clique, you know what I mean? I did a lot of shit with them. I was in the studio working on a lot of shit with them. Just, what you say?
No, I said, okay, yeah, that's, Digital Underground, yeah.
And I met them. Well, I already knew Money B because he stayed in Palo Alto. He went to Cali High. So I already knew him and his brother, but I didn't know Shock G. And I met Shock on tour with Public Enemy.
Okay.
When Public Enemy went on tour and Digital Underground was on with Kid and Play and all those. And it was funny, me and Chuck, I was carrying some turntables and boxes for Chuck D. We were in Sacramento and Tupac was standing outside the dressing room. And I had like this net over my face. And he walked up in my face and started talking shit to me. And we almost fought. So then I was just like, man, what the fuck is your problem, dude? He's like, nigga, what the fuck is your problem? Get that shit off your face. I said, who the fuck is this dude, right? So Chuck grabbed me. Like, man, why you always getting into it? I said, this motherfucker started it. That's how me and Pac first met. You know what I mean? And then later that day, I went in the dressing room, was talking to Mun, and Pac kind of looked like that's the nigga I got into it with. And then Mun introduced me and Pac, and then we got cool. Then I hooked up with Shock, and Shock was kind of standoffish a little bit. And then he kind of heard what I could do. And then we kind of, you know what I mean? We got cool and we connected and worked on a lot of shit, man.
Why was Tupac talking shit?
Tupac was wild back in the day, man.
You didn't do nothing to the man, right?
Yeah, he was young. It wasn't like on no beef shit. He was just, he was just wilding out. You know how motherfuckers is. He probably was drinking or something or smoking. But I had something over my face where he couldn't see me. And it probably bothered him. You know what I mean? It was some weird ass shit that I had over me. You know what I mean? I had just a net over my hat. He's like, nigga, who the fuck is you? What is you doing? And that's, alpha males getting into it. But we got into it for like 3 minutes. It wasn't nothing big, but that's how I met him. Then, but after that, man, that was my nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't get to do what I wanted to do with him, but it's just that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's pretty crazy. So how cool are you with Public Enemy through to your cousin?
Yeah, man, Chuck is like my uncle. Griff is like my uncle. S1Ws, Mike, James, Bomb, Pop, Drew. Me and Drew talk all the time. Me and my cousin Flav, Flav's got, I stay in Vegas now. So, and Flav been out here 20 something years, probably about 21 years. Me and Flav go bowling every week. We go bowling every week, argue every week at the bowling alley. If you it used to be so many, we used to all go bowling. Me, Flav, Coolio, Teddy Riley, Eric B, and Rockhead. We would go over here to South Point and be about 30 of us just be bowling for hours, 4 days a week.
No shit.
That's all we do, dog. We just party, and then it just slowly started panning out because the pandemic and all that old shit, man.
How long ago was this?
Shit. Last time I went bowling with Teddy and Flav and all, when it was all of us, was probably about 3 years ago. That's the last we were all bowling together. And then Flav got into an incident at the South Point. Then we started bowling over here at this other place. And so it's just be me and Flav. Huh?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, yeah, your thing is kind of freezing, but yeah. Like I said, he got to an incident over there, so we started bowling somewhere else. But I think Teddy bowls over there on the south, over there at Red Rock over there now, because we all live all over this place. You know what I mean? So some people are different, and then everybody practicing social distancing. But yeah, we used to. You go on my Instagram, and if you search long enough, you'll see us in there because I post all our bowling events. Yeah.
I was living in Vegas a couple of years ago. I wish I would have known you guys were all up in the bowling alley, man. I would have rolled on through. Yeah, man. All these
can. You still can. You still can. Come through, man. You're more than welcome, brother. Man, we go over there. We bowl, dog. We bowl from like 10 to about 4 o'clock in the morning if you let us.
Who's the best?
And you talking to the best, man.
Okay, you beat all of them?
You know what? I'm going to tell you like this. Flav, some days me and Flav will be neck and neck. But on a good day, if you talk shit to me, that's your ass. I'll dust you. I will fuck you up, man. I'll kill it. That's what I do.
That's dope, man. So let's talk about now. I understand you are producing for the Mount Westmore project.
Correct.
Okay. Why don't you tell me how you got on that?
That's funny because I produced a lot of E40 records within the past 10. I've been on 40 for like 30 something years.
Yeah.
But I've been really getting on his records the past 12 years.
Okay.
So I did hella shit. I did that Whip It Up for him with him and Gucci Man. I got the one we got now, $19 Lap Dance. And one day, Sugar Free, I was with Sugar Free.
Yeah.
And I called 40. I don't know if I called to argue with him, to talk shit to him, or because that's my big brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talk shit and argue and shit. I don't know if I wanted to talk to him about some sports shit, but he said, "Hey, I need that beat." I said, "What beat?" He said, "I need that just like Candy." I was like, "Nigga, I gave that to you like 2 years ago." He said, "I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway." Me, Ice Cube, E40, and they said me, Ice Cube, Snoop, and Too Short doing an album, and we already used 3 of your tracks. I said, "Oh yeah?" I said, "Okay." So I didn't know that it was using my shit, right?
Oh, nice.
I only met Snoop one time. I met Snoop when me and Teddy Riley and Keith Sweat went to one of Snoop's little shows, and Teddy introduced me to Snoop, but it was real quick. And we was telling Snoop about a song we wanted to do, but then I didn't see him after that, years after that, like 3 years. I've been knowing Too Short since I was 15. I met Ice Cube a couple of times on tour with Public Enemy. Okay. So I didn't really know, you know what I mean, about none of this because nobody told me except for 40. So one day, it's hard to get in contact with 40 because 40's so fucking busy. So I was talking to Sugar Free. I said, man, I want to meet Snoop Dogg. I really want to meet him. Like, I met him, but I want to meet him. So he was just like, man, go to the thing, to the little swap, not to the swap meet, to the mall. Go holler at Big Percy. So I went introduced myself to Big Percy, and I said, look, man, I've been trying to get with Snoop. I'm already working on the Mount. I didn't even know the name of this shit yet. I said, I'm already working on some shit for him, man. And he already rapped on one of my songs a few months ago with Selly Cell, because I produced a new song with Selly Cell, Snoop, Cocaine, and Sugar Free.
Wow.
He said, okay. So Percy grabbed the phone and was like, he called Snoop. He's like, hey, man, I got this cat that want to meet you. So he did, boom. He did it like that. I said, wow. Yo, I said, hey, man, look, my name is Prohoezak. I'm Flav's cousin. I met you with Teddy. I was, you already rapped on a couple of my tracks. I've been trying to get with you for damn near 20-something years, bro. I'm trying to do some production for you. He said, okay. He said, all right. He said, I told him I produced 40. Ooh, this. He said, okay. He said, well, you know, me and E40, Too Short, and Cube doing an album. I said, yeah, you rapped on a few of my tracks. He said, what tracks was those? I named the tracks off. He said, oh, okay. And I said, and I just redid Benny and the Jets. He said, you did Benny and the Jets? I was like, yeah. He went, fuck that shit, make some shit for my album, cuz. I said, all right. So then he shot me his line, and then I said, I'm going to blow this nigga Snoop's fucking mind. I said, I'm going to blow this nigga's mind, right? So I did this one track. I redid Aqua Boogie by Parliament. And what I did was, I did an intro naming Ice Cube, E40, Too Short, and Snoop. I did a little intro in there, sent that shit to Snoop. That nigga went crazy, dog. He said, he texted me back and was like, oh, this is a state of emergency. We got to jump on this one. And I guarantee you it might be the first song on that album, bro. So I started doing that, and then I started sending more shit. And then Short was like, hey, man. Short called me and said, hey, man, these niggas is feeling you, man. Start send them hits in. Send them hits in. And 40 was like, hey, man, send them hits in, right? So I'm working on sending them more shit. And they hopping on that shit. So I'm getting juice, man. I got a list of shit right now on my board these niggas and hopped on, right?
Damn.
So now I'm like, damn. You know, now my phone ringing off the hook. So then I'm thinking I'm finished. Snoop hits me back. Hey, man, I'm doing some solo shit, man. I'm doing a Lowrider album. I need some shit. So, you know, I got a production team as well. You know, my homeboy Micho Khan and my homeboy Daniel Drums. I call him up. I say, hey, man, let's get ready, man. Let's get to work, man. We about to do some shit for Snoop. And maybe this shit will hit the Mount Westmore or the Lowrider album or the solo album. Like, okay, cool. Now, I know this story getting long, but I got to tell you this.
Go ahead.
So, have you heard the song I did called $19 Lap Dance? With me and E40 and Sugar Free?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, the song go, I got $19 for a lap dance, but I only got $1 for a cigarette. The video will be out, you know, it's playing all on the radio. It came out last year, but it's still relevant. So I said, fuck it. I'm finna make Too Short a hit.
Uh-huh.
I called Too Short. I'm gonna send you this beat. Drop some vocals on it. Send it back. I'm gonna build it around you. He did that, and that's where he came with that. I ain't gonna do it. You heard that one. I know you heard that one. Mm-hmm. He named his album that shit. So Snoop heard this. So I told Short. I said, dude, you got a hit. Short was like, man, that shit, it's cool. Yeah, we got potential. I said, no, nigga, you got a hit. So I was looking. Niggas was calling me like, man, you see Snoop's Instagram? I said, nah. He said, man, that shit's going viral right now. So I go on Instagram, Snoop playing that song. Is like, man, this is the shit, nigga. You know what I mean? He going crazy. I ain't gonna do it. So yeah. So now Snoop called me like, hey, nigga, I need a song like that. Right? I get in the booth, send it to him. He happy. 40 calls me. Hey, nigga, what's going on, man? You giving everybody the hits and shit, nigga? I need some shit like you gave them niggas.
Wow.
They just kept going and going and going. So these niggas got me working, and I'm happy and I'm blessed and I'm thankful that they fucking with me, man. You know what I mean?
It's been a hell of a year for you, then, man.
It's about to be.
Awesome.
It's about to be. It's about to be, man. I can't wait for this album to drop because that's going to umbrella some shit for me, man. Because I got some projects on the way that's about to be making some fucking noise.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So now that you've got all these guys popping, 40 Short, Snoop, what about you, man?
I got some shit coming.
Okay. Are you gonna start rapping again, or are you just gonna be making beats for other folks?
I'm gonna do both. I got some shit that's funny because I decided today that I want to do another solo album. I called Short about maybe 3 hours. I said, "Hey, I need you on a verse." He's like, "Well, shit, nigga, send it." So all right. So that's what I'm fucking with right now. I'm about to throw some funk, get some radio right now. You know.
So we just got an exclusive announcement, then, man. Nice.
The album is gonna have Snoop, Short, Sugar Free, of course, Corrupt, Dad. I'm gonna have some motherfuckers on there. I might have 40 on there if I can find them. 40 busy the motherfucker. For sure, Be Legit is on there. Sally Sale. So I'm gonna have a slapper, man. But I'm gonna wait till that Mount Westmore come out first. I'll let that
open and
that
then just right off that. Yeah, that's dope. Well, man, I can't wait. It sounds like it's something worth waiting for, and man, I'm ready for it. So whenever you're ready to drop it, man, you just give us a holler, and man, we're right on it.
Ones I called, man, because I got to get the, you know what I mean. I got to get the Pepsi challenge. You know what I mean. The taste testers that let me know thumbs up, thumbs down. But it's gonna be the funk side here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll have Chad give you my number, man. That way we can chop it up,
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's dope, brother. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time to let us all know this, and to let our fan base know this. And man, when it comes out, we're gonna be pushing it, and I can't wait to hear what you got on Mount Westmore. You got us all excited and ready for it all,
That Mount Westmore is gonna change the game, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna change. It's gonna first of all, it's gonna give respect back to the OGs, man. You know what I mean? Because a lot of radio and video and industry motherfuckers, like when you get a certain age, they kind of and I hate that.
Yeah,
that was done to me before, but now we getting this second run. This pandemic kind of helped it out a little bit. Now shit about to open back up. We about to attack it hard. You know what I mean?
Good stuff. Well, brother, I'm going to go ahead and let you go back to your evening and do your work. I really appreciate you taking the time, to speak to us. And I know this ain't the last time. Tap in anytime you want to tap in.
Yes, sir.
Man, and I really appreciate it. Before we go, though, I was going to ask you if you could do a drop for westcoaststyles.com, please.
Yo, man, this is your boy Prohoezak, and you watching westcoaststyles.com with your man Tim Styles in the building, baby.
Yes, sir.
Palo Alto, baby.
Woo. All right, brother, I'm going to let you go. Thank you once again for being our guest.
Thank you, brother.
And man, have a wonderful night, bro.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, brother.